What if I told you that every single circumstance you will experience in 2026, every dollar that flows into your hands, every door that opens or closes, every relationship that blossoms or withers, every opportunity that finds you or passes you by, is being written right now, in this very moment, by the silent architect within your own mind? What if the life you have been living has never been the result of chance, luck, or the decisions of others, but has always been the faithful reflection of the dominant beliefs etched deep within your subconscious mind? Let me ask you this question, and I want you to consider it with the full weight of your being. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth, health, and happiness with effortless grace, while others, despite their tireless efforts and desperate prayers, remain trapped in cycles of lack, limitation, and quiet desperation? The answer, my friend, is not found in external circumstances. It is not written in the stars. It is not determined by your past, your education, your family name, or the economy. The answer lies within you, within the infinite creative power of your subconscious mind, which has been operating according to the programs you have unknowingly installed since the earliest days of your existence. Before 2026 dawns upon this world, you have a sacred opportunity, a divine invitation to reprogram your destiny, to rewrite the script of your life, to plant new seeds of wealth, abundance, health, and success into the fertile soil of your deeper mind. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is the eternal law of mind, and it works for everyone who learns to use it correctly. If this truth resonates within your soul, if you feel a stirring of recognition as these words wash over you, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel right now. Press that button and make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to transformation. Like this video as an act of faith, a declaration that you are ready to receive the wisdom that will change everything. And in the comments below, write these words: I am reprogramming my destiny. Let the universe hear your intention. Let your subconscious mind register your decision. This is your moment. This is your time. Now, let us begin this sacred journey together. There is a power within you that is greater than any obstacle you will ever face, greater than any circumstance that seems to hold you captive, greater than any memory of failure or disappointment that haunts your waking hours. This power does not discriminate. It does not favor the wealthy over the poor, the educated over the unlearned, the young over the old. It operates with perfect mathematical precision, responding to the thoughts and beliefs you habitually impress upon it with absolute fidelity. I speak of your subconscious mind, the hidden kingdom within you, the creative medium through which all things in your outer world are formed and sustained. The Bible speaks of this truth when it says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." The heart spoken of here is not the physical organ beating in your chest. It is the subconscious mind, the feeling nature, the deep well of belief from which all your experiences are drawn. Consider for a moment the garden. When a farmer plants corn, corn grows. When he plants wheat, wheat grows. The soil does not question the seed. The soil does not argue with the farmer or suggest that perhaps he should plant something else. The soil receives the seed and brings forth after its kind. This is the law of the garden, and this is the law of your mind. Your conscious mind is the gardener, selecting the seeds, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mental images, and your subconscious mind is the soil, receiving those seeds and bringing them forth into manifestation with unfailing accuracy. You have been planting seeds all your life. Some of those seeds were given to you by others, your parents, your teachers, your culture, your early experiences. You accepted them without question because you did not know any better. You did not understand that every suggestion accepted by your subconscious mind becomes a creative pattern, a blueprint, a program that runs automatically beneath the threshold of your conscious awareness. And so you find yourself now, perhaps, living a life that does not reflect your true desires. You look at your bank account and see lack. You look at your relationships and see conflict. You look at your health and see limitation. And you wonder why. You wonder what you have done wrong. You pray for change, but change does not come. I tell you today that the change you seek begins not with your circumstances, but with your mind. It begins with the recognition that you have the power to choose new seeds, to reject the old programs that no longer serve you, to reprogram your subconscious mind with thoughts of wealth, abundance, success, and divine right action. Florence Scovel Shinn, that great teacher of metaphysical truth who walked this earth in the early part of the last century, understood this principle with crystal clarity. She taught that your word is your wand, that the images you hold in your mind and the declarations you speak with conviction have the power to rearrange your world. She said, "You will be a failure until you impress the subconscious with the conviction you are a success." This is not mere positive thinking. This is the science of mind, the operation of spiritual law. Every time you say, "I can't afford it," you are planting a seed of lack. Every time you say, "Money is hard to come by," you are watering the weeds of scarcity. Every time you entertain thoughts of limitation, fear, and doubt, you are reinforcing the very conditions you wish to escape. The subconscious mind does not understand jokes. It does not recognize sarcasm. It takes your habitual thoughts and beliefs at face value and creates accordingly. But here is the glorious truth. The same law that has been working against you can be made to work for you. The same subconscious power that has been manifesting lack can be directed to manifest abundance. The same creative medium that has been producing unwanted results can be reprogrammed to produce miracles. You are not a victim of your past. You are not condemned to repeat old patterns. You are a child of the infinite, endowed with the power to choose your thoughts and thereby choose your destiny. Neville Goddard, that brilliant mystic who illuminated the hidden meaning of Scripture for so many seekers, taught that imagination is the creative power of God operating in man. He declared that what you imagine and feel to be true will harden into fact. He said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled." This is not mere daydreaming. This is the deliberate use of your creative imagination to impress new patterns upon your subconscious mind. Before 2026 arrives, you must learn to assume the feeling of being wealthy now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, not when someone gives you permission. Now, in this very moment, you must claim your divine inheritance. You must feel the reality of abundance as a present fact, not a distant hope. The subconscious mind operates only in the present tense. It knows nothing of past or future. When you say, "I will be rich someday," the subconscious mind hears someday and keeps abundance perpetually in the future, always out of reach. But when you say, "I am prosperous now," wealth flows to me freely and abundantly. The subconscious mind accepts this as truth and begins to rearrange your world accordingly. Let me share with you a remarkable case from my own experience. A young woman came to me many years ago in a state of profound discouragement. She had been struggling financially for years. She worked hard, but money seemed to slip through her fingers like water. Bills piled up. Opportunities passed her by. She felt as though an invisible force was working against her. I asked her to examine her beliefs about money. At first, she insisted that she wanted money, that she thought about it constantly, that she prayed for it every night. But as we talked, a different picture emerged. She had grown up hearing that money was the root of all evil. She had been taught that rich people were selfish and corrupt. She had absorbed the belief that there was something noble about poverty, something spiritual about struggle. These beliefs were lodged deep in her subconscious mind, and they were sabotaging every effort she made to prosper. I explained to her that money is neither good nor evil. Money is a symbol of exchange, a medium through which life's goods and services flow. The love of money above all else, the worship of material things to the exclusion of spiritual values, can indeed lead to imbalance and unhappiness. But money itself is simply energy, and there is nothing spiritual about lack. God is the source of all abundance, and it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, as the Scripture tells us in Luke 12, verse 32. I gave her a simple technique to reprogram her subconscious mind. Every night before sleep, as she drifted into that drowsy state between waking and sleeping, I instructed her to repeat these words with quiet feeling. Wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I am a money magnet. I am prosperous in all my ways. I told her to see herself as she wished to be, to feel the reality of financial freedom, to imagine depositing large sums into her bank account, to give thanks for the wealth that was already hers in the invisible realm of mind. She followed these instructions faithfully. Within 3 months, her outer world began to change. A relative she had not heard from in years left her a substantial inheritance. A new job opportunity appeared that doubled her income. She met people who helped her invest wisely. The flow of abundance that had been blocked began to pour into her life like a river breaking through a dam. What happened? Did she create money out of thin air? Did she manipulate the universe through magical thinking? No. She reprogrammed her subconscious mind. She removed the mental blocks, the limiting beliefs, the negative conditioning that had been holding her in bondage. And the subconscious mind, operating according to its nature, brought forth abundance because abundance was now the dominant pattern impressed upon it. Napoleon Hill, who spent a lifetime studying the principles of success and interviewed the greatest achievers of his era, discovered that every wealthy person he encountered shared a common trait. They held a definite, burning vision of what they wanted, and they believed with unwavering faith that it would come to pass. Hill called this the power of the mastermind, the alignment of the conscious and subconscious minds toward a single, focused objective. He understood that thoughts are things, that every thought you think is a cause set in motion, producing corresponding effects in your world. Carl Jung, the great psychologist who explored the depths of the human psyche, mapped the territory of the unconscious mind and revealed its tremendous influence over our conscious lives. He showed that we are driven by forces we do not fully understand, by archetypes and patterns and complexes that operate beneath the surface of awareness. But he also showed that by bringing these unconscious contents into the light of consciousness, we gain the power to transform them. This is the essence of reprogramming, making the unconscious conscious, so that you become the master of your fate rather than its prisoner. The question before you now is simple but profound. What do you want 2026 to look like? What do you want to experience in terms of wealth, health, relationships, and creative expression? What is the vision that lives in your heart, waiting to be born? Whatever that vision may be, I tell you that it is possible. It is possible because you have within you the same creative power that formed the stars and sustains the universe. It is possible because the subconscious mind knows no limits, recognizes no barriers, and responds to faith with absolute fidelity. It is possible because, as the scripture declares, with God all things are possible, and God is not some distant deity sitting on a cloud, but the living presence within you, the I am that you are, the infinite intelligence that flows through all creation. But possibility alone is not enough. You must act. You must take the seeds of your new vision and plant them deliberately and persistently in the garden of your subconscious mind. You must guard the gates of your awareness, refusing entry to thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear. You must water your new seeds with feeling, with emotion, with the quiet conviction that what you are imagining is already real in the invisible realm and must inevitably appear in the visible. The months remaining before 2026 are not merely a countdown on a calendar. They are a creative opportunity, a window of transformation, a sacred space in which you can remake yourself from the inside out. Every day is a chance to plant new seeds. Every night is a chance to commune with your subconscious mind in that receptive state before sleep. Every thought is a prayer, every feeling a creative act. I invite you now to close your eyes for a moment and imagine the person you wish to be when 2026 dawns. See yourself healthy, prosperous, at peace. See yourself doing work that fulfills you, surrounded by people who love and appreciate you, living in an environment that reflects your highest vision. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the quiet confidence of one who knows that they are cared for by an infinite loving presence. Hold this image. Let it become vivid and real. Let it sink down from the surface of your mind into the depths of your subconscious. And know that in doing so, you are not merely daydreaming. You are reprogramming your destiny. You are writing a new script for your life. You are claiming your divine inheritance as a child of the infinite. The power is within you. It has always been within you. Now is the time to use it. And so we continue this sacred journey together, you and I, walking deeper into the infinite corridors of truth that have always existed within you, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be claimed, waiting to transform every dimension of your earthly experience. I have told you that your subconscious mind is the creative medium through which all things in your outer world are formed. I have told you that the thoughts and beliefs you habitually impress upon this deeper mind become the patterns from which your life is woven. Now I must tell you something more, something that will liberate you from the chains of fear and uncertainty that have bound so many souls in quiet desperation. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. Let this truth penetrate your awareness like light penetrating the darkness. When you imagine something with feeling, with sensory richness, with emotional intensity, your subconscious mind receives that imaginal act as though it were happening in physical reality. The same neural pathways fire. The same chemical responses occur. The same creative patterns are established. This is why worry is so destructive. When you worry, you are using the sacred power of imagination against yourself. You are vividly picturing outcomes you do not want, feeling the emotions of those unwanted outcomes, and thereby impressing them upon your subconscious mind with tremendous force. You are praying for what you fear. You are creating the very conditions you wish to avoid. But this same principle, understood and applied correctly, becomes the master key to transformation. When you deliberately imagine the life you desire, when you feel the feelings of your wish fulfilled, when you make your mental pictures so vivid and real that your subconscious mind cannot distinguish them from physical experience, you are reprogramming your destiny. You are writing new code into the operating system of your life. You are commanding the creative forces of the universe to rearrange themselves according to your vision. Consider the words of the Master when he said, "Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them and ye shall have them." This instruction from the 11th chapter of Mark, verse 24, contains the entire science of manifestation in a single sentence. Notice that the belief must come first. You do not believe after you receive. You believe that you have already received, and then the manifestation follows. This is the great secret that separates those who merely wish from those who truly receive. Wishing is weak. Wishing contains within it the acknowledgement that you do not have what you want. But believing that you receive, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard so beautifully expressed it, this is the creative act that moves mountains and parts seas and transforms paupers into princes. Before 2026 arrives, you must master this art of assumption. You must learn to live from the end, to occupy in imagination the state you wish to experience in reality. If you desire wealth, you must assume the consciousness of wealth now. You must think as a wealthy person thinks. You must feel as a wealthy person feels. You must carry yourself with the quiet confidence of one who knows that infinite supply is flowing to them from every direction. I remember a man who came to me many years ago, desperate and defeated. He had lost his business, his savings, his home. Creditors pursued him. His marriage was crumbling under the weight of financial stress. He told me that he had tried everything: hard work, positive thinking, prayer, but nothing seemed to work. He felt cursed, abandoned by God and man alike. I listened to his story with compassion, but I knew that the solution to his problems lay not in the external world but within his own mind. I asked him to describe his habitual thoughts about money. He admitted that he constantly thought about what he owed, what he lacked, what he feared. His mind was a factory of worry, producing negative images and catastrophic expectations from morning until night. I told him that he had been using the law of mind, but he had been using it in reverse. The same power that could create abundance was creating lack, because lack was the dominant image impressed upon his subconscious. The subconscious is impersonal. It does not judge your requests. It does not question whether your habitual thoughts serve your highest good. It simply accepts and creates according to the patterns you provide. I gave this man a prescription for transformation. I told him that every morning upon waking and every night before sleeping, he was to spend 10 minutes in a state of quiet relaxation, imagining himself as he wished to be. I told him to see himself prosperous, successful, debt-free. I told him to imagine paying his creditors in full and feeling the joy and relief of financial freedom. I told him to picture himself depositing large sums into his bank account, to feel the crispness of currency in his hands, to hear the words of congratulation from those who witnessed his success. At first, he resisted. He said it felt like lying to himself. He said he could not pretend to be rich when he was drowning in debt. But I explained to him that he was not pretending. He was creating. He was using the same creative power that had manifested his present circumstances to manifest new and better circumstances. The images in his mind were not lies but blueprints, not fantasies but prophecies. He followed my instructions with dedication. Slowly at first, then with growing conviction, he began to feel the reality of his new vision. His emotional state shifted from despair to hope, from fear to faith. And as his inner world changed, his outer world began to follow. A former business partner contacted him with a new opportunity. An unexpected settlement from an old legal matter provided a financial cushion. Creative ideas for generating income flowed into his mind with surprising frequency. Within 18 months, this man had rebuilt his financial life from the ground up. His marriage was restored. His debts were paid. He had more money than he had ever had before. What happened? A miracle, perhaps, but not a miracle that violated natural law. Rather, a miracle that demonstrated the perfect operation of the law of mind. He reprogrammed his subconscious, and his subconscious reprogrammed his world. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that you must make the first move. She said that the invisible forces are waiting upon you, ready to bring your desires into manifestation, but you must demonstrate your faith through action. Not frantic, fearful action, but inspired action. The kind of action that flows naturally from a consciousness of abundance and expectation of good. This is what the scripture means when it says, "Faith without works is dead." Your faith must be embodied. It must express itself through your choices, your words, your behavior. When you live as though your vision is already real, you are providing the subconscious mind with continuous reinforcement. You are telling it, through the language it understands best, that abundance is your natural state and anything less is merely a temporary illusion. I want you to understand something crucial about the nature of time and manifestation. Many people grow impatient when their demonstrations do not appear immediately. They plant a seed today and dig it up tomorrow to see if it is growing. They affirm abundance in the morning and complain about lack in the evening. This inconsistency sabotages the creative process, sending mixed messages to the subconscious mind and producing mixed results in the outer world. There is a period of gestation for every manifestation, just as there is a period of gestation for the birth of a child. You do not plant a seed on Monday and expect a harvest on Tuesday. You plant the seed, you water it, you trust the process of growth, and you allow the invisible forces to do their work in their own time and their own way. This is what the mystics call divine timing, and it requires a quality that is increasingly rare in our age of instant gratification, the quality of patient faith. Not passive resignation, not anxious waiting, but serene confidence that what you have planted in mind must inevitably appear in manifestation. The universe is never late. The subconscious mind never fails. The only variable is your sustained belief, your persistent vision, your unwavering assumption of the wish fulfilled. Carl Jung understood that the psyche has its own rhythm, its own intelligence, its own way of integrating new patterns and bringing them into expression. He called this process individuation, the gradual unfoldment of the self, the alignment of the conscious ego with the deeper wisdom of the unconscious. When you work with your subconscious mind rather than against it, you accelerate this process. You become a co-creator with the infinite intelligence that flows through all things. Napoleon Hill observed that many people fail not because they lack ability or opportunity, but because they quit too soon. They gave up just before the breakthrough, abandoned their vision just before it would have materialized. The universe was testing their resolve, refining their faith, strengthening their conviction, and they interpreted the delay as denial. They did not understand that the delay was part of the process, that the resistance they felt was the final obstacle between them and their demonstration. I tell you now, with all the authority that decades of study and experience have given me, do not quit. Do not abandon your vision because it has not yet appeared in physical form. Do not interpret temporary circumstances as permanent conditions. Your subconscious mind is working even now, rearranging the elements of your world, attracting the people and resources and opportunities that will fulfill your deepest desires. Trust the process. Maintain your vision. Keep your faith strong. The months remaining before 2026 are sufficient for any transformation you can imagine. Kingdoms have been built in less time. Fortunes have been made. Health has been restored. Relationships have been healed. The only question is whether you will use this time wisely, whether you will commit yourself fully to the reprogramming of your destiny, whether you will guard your mind against negativity and fill it daily with images of abundance, success, and joy. I am not speaking to you now of mere possibility. I am speaking to you of law, of principle, of the immutable operation of cause and effect in the mental realm. As surely as the sun rises in the east, as surely as seeds planted in fertile soil bring forth harvest, so surely will the thoughts and images you impress upon your subconscious mind manifest in your outer experience. This is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is the way the universe works. There is a passage in Scripture that has illuminated my understanding for many years. It is found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verses 10 and 11. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Your word is the thought you think, the belief you hold, the vision you maintain. When you speak that word with conviction, when you feel its reality, when you commit to it with your whole being, it goes forth into the creative medium of the subconscious, and it shall not return unto you void. It shall accomplish that which you please. It shall prosper in the thing whereto you send it. This is your birthright as a child of the infinite. This is the power that has been given to you by the Creator of all things. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not a product of your past. You are not limited by the beliefs of others or the conditions of the world. You are a creative center of consciousness, endowed with the power to shape your destiny according to the desires of your heart. Before 2026 arrives, take hold of this power. Claim it as your own. Use it wisely, lovingly, for the blessing of yourself and all those whose lives you touch. Reprogram your subconscious mind with visions of wealth and abundance. Reprogram it with images of radiant health and boundless energy. Reprogram it with pictures of loving relationships and meaningful work. Reprogram it with the knowledge of your own infinite worth and unlimited potential. The hour has come for you to awaken from the dream of limitation. The time has come for you to step into the fullness of your divine inheritance. The moment has arrived for you to become the person you were always meant to be. And remember this above all, you are never alone in this journey. The infinite presence that created you walks with you always. The wisdom of the ages is available to guide you. The power of the subconscious mind is yours to command. All the resources of heaven and earth are at your disposal. Go forth now with confidence and courage. Go forth with faith and determination. Go forth knowing that as you reprogram your destiny, you are participating in the eternal creative process that brings all things into being. The universe is for you. Life is on your side, and the best is yet to come. Before 2026 dawns, your transformation will be complete. The person you are becoming is already real in the mind of the infinite. Now it is time to make that person real in the world of form. This is your moment. This is your destiny. This is your time to shine. And so it is.